Hi everybody, Golden Era Bookworm here. I've been doing a few recent videos on the champions' routines, but I thought I'd also continue with some of my reviews of magazines. So here is Your Physique, January 1948, with John Grimek on the cover looking absolutely swole. And I like this particular magazine because it actually goes through some of John Grimek's triceps and delt development programs, and I'll quickly go through this article plus other articles. Another one I found great was called How I Developed My Arms, that is my 18-inch arms, by Eric Pedersen, who was second, I believe, in the Mr. America 1947 against Steve Reeves. So let's go through some of these articles now. So, as I mentioned, one of the great articles in this particular magazine is focusing actually on the press behind the neck. And it explains how, for example, with John Grimek, it really did help him with his tricep and his deltoid development, simply because it requires so much pushing power. And of course, if you know, with the elbow starting in a bent position, extending up will obviously work the triceps as well as the deltoids, and you've got some fine examples of development using this exercise, such as Charles Atlas here. You've got Ed Theriault down there using, I think, no, that's actually the editor, Charles Smith, using here 200 pounds. And this guy was only 165 pounds and he's using 200. There is Ed Theriault pushing, I believe, the same amount of weight, which is even more incredible because he was only 130 pounds and he's doing 200-pound presses. That is really, really impressive. So with many of the old-timers, they use the press behind the neck and all forms of pressing, such as military pressing, as well as cleans and jerks and snatches, all overhead movements for developing the triceps, the trapezius and the deltoid. And you've got other fantastic examples given in this article of people pressing 300 pounds or over, and some even 380. I mean, that is just unbelievable. Unbelievable. 380 pounds. Unbelievable. That is back then, pre-steroid time too. Anyway, as I mentioned, there are some articles that are really good here. I'll get to the, is it the arm development? No. There it is. This is another good one. This is an article of a up-and-comer called Rene Leger. Rene Leger, as it states here, was a Weider pupil, and he actually won the Mr. Canada title back then, and he was only, according to E.M. Orlick, the author and editor of this particular article, he was only in training with Joe Weider for 4 months. So Joe Weider saw his potential, groomed him for 4 months, and became the AAU Mr. Canada. I don't know whether it's really true or it's an exaggeration, but back here we already start seeing Joe Weider starting to I guess give himself the title the trainer of champions, because he already starts training champions. So I guess that's how he got his name, the Master Blaster, as well. But yeah, this is one of his earlier achievements, one of his pupils, Rene Leger. Continuing, we've got some articles on arm development, but I really like How I Developed My Arms by Eric Pedersen. Now, I've been in contact with Eric's family, and they really like some of the videos I'm doing, so I'm actually going to share this one with them on their Facebook page. They've asked me to continue doing more videos, so I thought I'd do this one, because this is a great article. As I mentioned before, Eric Pedersen came second in the 1947 Mr. America, and after some stints in bodybuilding, he actually turned to wrestling, and he's more famous in his later years for his wrestling career. But anyway, I actually want to do a separate video on Eric Pedersen's routine, but I can tell you that overall he used isolation exercises. He didn't really focus on heavy dumbbell work. He actually liked using light dumbbells, and he also used other exercises such as chinning and other techniques for developing his upper arms. And as I said, I'm going to go through the techniques and exercises in another video. But I really like the ideas presented here by Eric Pedersen in this great article. Finally, the last real, I guess, article that I was interested from this particular magazine. There weren't many, I'll admit. That's Allan Havey, an up-and-comer back then of Montreal, Canada. Weider, of course, used to focus a lot on the Canadian bodybuilders, as you can see, because he was Canadian himself, and Your Physique started in Canada. There's a great shot of Steve Reeves here. I'll zoom it in, holding the vacuum in this article called The Muscles of the Upper Extremity. And I just like the article mainly because of the fantastic photo of Steve Reeves, Mr. America 1947, displaying his fantastic V-taper. I mean, you can almost write a V on that V-taper. Check it out. Upper pecs properly developed. You can see serratus muscles, arms properly developed, looking into the distance, vacuum, everything's covered. Fantastic. Steve Reeves was the man. As I said, there was one more article I liked. This one on the camel system is actually the Egyptian form of Olympic weightlifting, but I won't cover that. And finally, there was an article on Louis Cyr and his measurements. This is was interesting. It gives some of his lifts, and yeah, I mean, it's, I guess historically it's interesting, but that was really it from this magazine. As I said, it was quite interesting, especially the first few articles I just went through. But that's it for Your Physique, January 1948. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you've enjoyed the review. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of these reviews of more magazines, I will continue doing these. Just let me know. Give me a comment. What else would you like to see? I've been doing routines. I've been doing reviews of books, magazines. Let me know. Subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching. This is the Golden Era Bookworm. Bye for now.